Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the Hot Moving Podcast. Brett Favre, you're not slick. Good luck trying to wiggle your way out of this one. Seems like the heat is on. Remember, guys, Brett Favre was part of a lawsuit, or is part of a lawsuit, for the state of Mississippi to recruit some funds that was misappropriately used. And, this came out around the time, Brett Favre came out with his lawsuit right around the same time Michael Irvin had filed his lawsuit. So, the Brett Favre story currently has kind of, lost some traction, right? And Brett Favre's team has been wanting to get this lawsuit dismissed. He feels he has no parts of this lawsuit, and he feels that, he's being a victim in all of this. However, the lawyer that represents the Human Resource Department in the state of Mississippi, they want Brett Favre to remain on the lawsuit. Brett Favre and his team wanted it dismissed, but the lawyer feels there's no legal grounds for Brett Favre to try to wiggle his way out of this one. You know that nice arena? The one that he renovated for $5 million, maybe over $5 million for the University of Mississippi, his alma mater. Not a bad looking arena, actually. Might I say, money well spent, money well used. Looks like a very nice, crisp arena for the young ladies of our future to play their college sport of volleyball. Meanwhile, you have, dilapidated homes, massive amounts of people on welfare. Mississippi, one of the poorest states in the country. And we need to know how to recoup that money, because they got the money through you to rebuild that arena. I don't think he should be off the lawsuit. I mean, he's not being criminally charged. Okay, fine. But somehow you got money to renovate this volleyball arena. He's still, he's claiming, he didn't know, of course, where the money came from. I mean, that's a good excuse. That's a classic, I got the money, but I don't know. I mean, Brett Favre, he at every turn of this, he hasn't looked good. There were the text messages. I believe he had a few years ago when he was talking with the governor about getting the money, and will the media find out, all those types of things, right? Why are you concerned if the media finds out if you're instantly using the money, if the money came from goodwill, right? Of course not. He's also, in that defamation, he also wanted to sue one of the state auditors as well. His name is Shad White. Just absolute nonsense. I mean, this is just privilege on max. I mean, Brett Favre feels he's above this lawsuit. His lawyers, his team wants to get him out of it, and then he's slick to turn around and want to sue Shannon Sharp and Pat McAfee for defamation, when all they were doing was simply going off of the reporting that was out there, which we see. All he did was pay back the $1 million for his speaking engagements. Okay, right, but there's still $1.7 million apparently that he took from the state, or you somehow got money from the state that was for this concussion treatment therapy program. So you have about 1.7 million, you have about maybe 5 to 6 million. So you roughly have about maybe about $7 million that needs to be accounted for, and someone needs to be held accountable for, yet it is tied to your name. But yet you want to be dismissed from this lawsuit. Well, how are they going to get that money? His whole team is they're trying to come after Brett Favre because he's a notable face and all this other stuff. And, but I mean, that's fine, but I think that it doesn't matter whether he's Brett Favre or not. This is an individual who got funds from his state that was supposed to be used towards welfare programs, not for renovating volleyball arenas and, used to invest in some type of concussion drug treatment program. This is, I can't wait for this story to come back in the spotlight, and we can get even more details of this, because Brett Favre, like I said, just doesn't look good in this. And I know the Michael Irvin thing is hot right now, but I want to give some spotlight to Brett Favre because we're not done yet, and I believe that Pat McAfee and Shannon Sharpe haven't really responded to the lawsuit from Brett Favre because I think it's silly, in the fact that the state human resource department lawyer in Mississippi wants Brett Favre to remain on this lawsuit, but I think is a good chance he will, because you got to answer for that money, So, I mean, should Brett Favre remain on this lawsuit from the state of Mississippi? Or do you think that his camp should be allowed to file him to be dismissed from it, right? I don't think he should. I think that money needs to be answered for. Like I said, Mississippi, very poor state. They can use their resources, and Mississippi has many people have been charged and have been found guilty within the department for misallocating funds. So the heads have rolled. So just my thoughts on it, guys. Leave me a comment what you guys think about it. Anyways, please like, subscribe. I'm out.